Number 7. Rabbit's foot. This is definitely considered as animal cruelty nowadays, but carrying a rabbit's foot is said to bring good luck, like the four-leaf clover. This belief is found almost everywhere, such as North and South America, Africa, Europe, and China. It is said whoever that has a rabbit's foot and stroke it 3 or 4 times before any type of event, they will be lucky and or be successful. The events could be anything from gambling to sports to acting to even presentations. It's like a lucky charm that helps with your success. The origin of the superstition is believed to be so old no one knows exactly where it came from, but there's a few speculations saying it has something to do with Easter and the Easter rabbit, while another theory of its origin came from the African beliefs that rabbits are like tricksters and always very lucky. But what's sure is that not just any rabbit's foot would bring you luck and success. There are certain conditions to be met when harvesting a rabbit's foot. The known conditions are the rabbits must be captured or killed in a cemetery, and this can only be done at night. Also, only the left hind foot will bring luck. Then there are some legends saying that only a cross-eyed man should shoot the rabbit, or the foot must be cut while the rabbit is still alive. There's a lot more conditions for it to be a lucky charm, which might either be a way to persuade people to stop killing the rabbits, or it's just a part of its ritual from the beginning till the end. There's also that one condition where if you lose the rabbit's foot after obtaining one, you will suffer bad luck from that point on rather than reverting to how you were before the rabbit's foot. But seriously, it's a complicated process, and with all the rituals and conditions and consequences, it's like the devil was behind the superstition in the first place. Number 6. Walking under the ladder. Ladders, when propped up, may be against the wall or the kind that can stand on its own is always in the shape of a triangle. It's the Illuminati. I jokes. But it still has to do with it being a triangle, especially from ancient Egypt. And what else is triangular in shape? The pyramids. So they made a connection to it and think that walking under ladders might disturb spirits resting in that area, which in turn could make you a target of evil spirits. There's also the Middle Ages. Back then, people see it resembling the gallows, so anything that resembles the gallows means death, and thus bad luck. So, walking under a ladder is not advisable. There's also the feeling of smallness walking under someone who's above you, and the fear of it falling on top of your head. Number 5. Mirror breaking. You've probably heard about getting 7 years of bad luck if you break a mirror. It was said that the Romans started this belief. The Romans believed that life renews itself every 7 years, so if you have bad luck, it might only last for 7 years, and it's the same with good luck. Like the wheel when talking about life. Sometimes you're at the top admiring the wind, and sometimes you'd be at the bottom in the dirt. Anyways, ancient belief always associated the reflections from reflective surfaces like water, metals, etc. were their soul. That's why vampires don't have the reflection, because it is said that vampires have no souls. So if the reflective surface was then distorted, bad things will happen, which could, but not necessarily, result in death. Even in certain cultures, they believe that souls could be trapped in the mirrors, and so would cover the mirrors when there are a death in the family in fear of them getting trapped. But then, there is a rather funny situation that might also be its origin. In the old days, mirrors were very expensive. So to stop people from intentionally or accidentally breaking a mirror, a scare tactic was commenced, and seeing how humans are very easily coerced, the belief that breaking mirrors are bad luck was then passed on to almost everyone even to this day. Number 4. Four-leaf clover. The superstition belief surrounding the four-leaf clover comes from how rare it is to even find one. So finding one in itself means that you must be having good luck, or good luck is coming to you. Currently, they symbolize as hope, faith, love, and luck. Here are some beliefs that surrounds the four-leaf clover. It acts like a lucky charm that don't just bring luck, it would even ward off any evil witchcraft and bad omens. Then, if you find a four-leaf clover and bring it with you, you will meet your future lover on the same day. And this one's the interesting one. If you possess a four-leaf clover, you might be able to see fairies. I'm guessing a magical 4-leaf clover for this one to even work. Now, some even believe the origin has something to do with Christianity. How they got into the story of Adam and Eve as an origin is beyond my understanding, but some say it is believed that Eve brought a 4-leaf clover with her from paradise when they were cast out from the Garden of Eden as a reminder of paradise. Since then, it has been a symbol of good luck and good fortune. For the Irish, apparently it started with the Druids. They carried shamrock or clovers with them to be able to see evil spirits, and the 4-leaf clover, just like now, acts as a magical shield to ward off bad luck. Number 3. Opening umbrellas indoors. The origins of the superstition is pretty foggy, but it is believed to have come from ancient Egypt. At that time, umbrellas were mostly used to shade from the heat of the sun rather than from the rain, so opening them indoors where it serves no purpose was like an insult to their sun god. But some people think that the origin of this superstition came pretty recently during the Victorian times in London. At the time, umbrellas were improvised to have hard metal spokes and spring triggers for easy opening, and this could actually be quite dangerous to open indoors, especially in a small room. Without proper umbrella technique and full awareness, it could injure people nearby or even shatter fragile objects accidentally, and thus the bad luck it brings. Other than this bad luck belief, in other parts of the world, the superstition doesn't just stop with it being bad luck. It could even invite ghosts into the house or even snakes. It's pretty out there. Number 2. Knock on wood. You've seen people doing it as if it could ward off any bad omens or bad luck. It's not just the act of knocking on wood, there's also tapping on wood or even touching the wood. Apparently, this came from an ancient belief that things like wood or trees are homes of spirits or gods. This has been a belief of a lot of cultures in the whole world, so there's 2 ways of making sense of this. When you knock on the wood, it's as if you're chasing the evil spirits away from their homes that ruined a person's luck in the first place. A bit like how the Chinese use their firecrackers and fireworks during a celebration to ward off evil spirits, but of course, knocking on wood is less flashier than firecrackers. Then there's also the belief that when you're touching the wood with an intent of warding off bad luck, it's almost as if you're asking favors from the spirits within the wood or something like a thank you when you do have good luck. But then over the centuries, it became just a mere superstition that touching or knocking on wood has something to do with luck, usually good luck, and thus people kept on doing it. Number 1. Kissing under the mistletoe. Almost everyone knows the tradition of kissing under the mistletoe. Some people believe that luck will come to you if you kiss under it, but the luck would turn bad to those who avoid the kiss. There's even the idea that those who linger under the mistletoe and never got a kiss will be single for the rest of the year. The origin of this tradition came from the Greek for the Saturnalia festival and marriage ceremonies, as the plant is associated with fertility. Then if you go to Norse mythology, the story goes like this. Balder was the Norse god of light and purity and was blessed with the gift of immunity from the 4 elements fire, air, earth and water by his mother Frigg. But Loki was feeling mischievous one day and carved an arrow out of a mistletoe plant, and according to legend, the mistletoe is none of the elements Balder was immune to. That particular day was when Balder was testing his immunity, so the other gods amusingly tried to injure him to no avail. But Loki gave it to the blind deity Höder to shoot. Innocently, Höder shot the arrow and Balder died. So Frigg, who blessed the gift of immunity to Balder, was having none of this tomfoolery, revived her son under the mistletoe tree, and she then decreed that anyone who stand under the mistletoe tree will be blessed with protection from death and will receive a kiss as well.